All right, so today we're doing some adding fractions, and this is how I would like it completed. So I've got this already up in Paint 3D because it's going to create the text for me. But as I said, you can do it in the other way that you want because most of you are pretty good at doing it. So number one here is done for you. Okay, so it shows you how it's done. So we have a look at this is the hole, this is the hole, and this is what it ends up being. Okay. So let's have a look how many pieces there are in the hole. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces in the hole. All right. Now, 2 of those pieces are shaded. So that's why they've got here 2/5. In this hole, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once again, so there's fifths and fifths. Because remember, in our learning, it's very easy to when you're adding, you need to have the same denominator. Okay. So basically, all you're doing is adding the 2/5 plus the 2/5, and then that way there it's the 4/5. So here we have the first 2/5 and then the second 2/5. So altogether I have 1, 2, 3, 4/5, which is what we've got here. Okay. So your job is to create number sentences. All right. This is a two-part project. You're creating number sentences as well as going to create your own after. So, for example, if I'm going to create the number sentence, I'll create my text. I'll have my 36. I'll do there, 2D. All right. So the very first thing you need to have a look at is, okay, how many pieces is it? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 8 pieces. So both of them are 8 pieces, remember? A lot easier to add up when they're both the same denominator. So we have a look at how many pieces are shaded here. So that's 3/8. So we write 3/8, and then plus. Then we have a look here. There's only 1/8 shaded, so that's plus 1/8. So plus 1/8, and that is the same as. And we have a look down here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4/8. Okay. Now, obviously, I might make that a little bit smaller because that's a bit too big. So we'll go over here, and we'll go to 26. That's a bit better. All right, and we'll make that a bit smaller there. Oops. And that is how we do that. So you're identifying some basic adding of common fractions. So this one here, it is 3/8, which is the first one, plus 1/8, which is the second one, and all up the sum is 4/8. So you're doing the same thing with the rest of them. Now, obviously, these ones here go past the whole. Okay. So you've got to have a look at, okay, how would I write it when it goes past the whole? All right. So I'd be interested to see how people sort of do that. But you have a look at these ones. Some of them go past the hole, whereas others don't. Okay. So that's the first part of our learning. So that's how you're just creating the number sentences for the pictures. Now the second part of our learning is you're actually doing the pictures as plus the answer. Okay. So I'm going to edit this with Paint 3D, so it makes it easier. All right, and that's why it's good with the Paint 3D because you can zoom, and it's good for Mr. P's old eyes. All right, so the first one here, let's zoom a little bit more. We have a look and we go, okay, so our first number sentence, they've shown it for us, is 1 2/5 plus 3/5. Okay, so I'm going to get my brushes, I'm going to get my pot. Now, see how it's red? I would like you to do it in red as well. Okay, so you choose the red over here. Now we have a look over here. So we need to shade one whole piece. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, but that is one whole piece. Now I always need to shade another 2/5. So I got 1, 2. Okay, so that is my first. Now the second one, I need to shade 3/5. So I get my blue out, and I go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it is 1 2/5 plus 3/5. All right, and like they did on the other ones where you just did, it'd be ideal if you have the colors as well. So we'll do the blue one first because I've got the blue in. So I need to shade in 3/5. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So that is 3/5. So that's this blue one done. Now I need to show the red. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my red. All right, so I need to show 1 and 2/5. So here I have, luckily I've got 2/5 left over, so I've got 1/5, 2/5, and then I have then I shade my whole. Okay, so all up, if I have 1 and 2/5 plus 3/5, in total I have 1 hole shaded, 2 holes shaded. So that is why the answer is 2. Okay, you need to do the same with this. Okay, so in red, you need to shade 2 whole pieces and then 2 out of the 3 pieces on the next one. Then in the blue one, you need to shade 2 out of the 3 pieces. Then down here, you need to shade this plus this, and then you write down what the answer is. Okay, so once you've written down the answer, once again, you can do it either in text or on the thing. So for example, if I'm doing here, if the answer was 4 and 5/6, we're going in thirds. So if the answer was 2 and 2/3, I would write 2 and 2/3. Okay, because that's what this picture would show me. So today we are learning to add basic fractions by A, creating number sentences, and B, shading our own and giving our answers. So hopefully we show some good learning today.